Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Zenithine Like Zidane. So, I haven't been making a lot of wrestling content lately because, especially after how my Sami Zayn video blew up, I came to realization I don't want to be known as a guy that only has negative stuff to say about wrestling. So, that's why I've kind of reserved my opinion until I found something positive to talk about because what's there to talk about? LA Knight losing another match to Roman Reigns? Solo rejoined the bloodline after having because no, like the babyface Solo wasn't enough. Have him go back to being the silent mistake. Like, oh my god, and like people clearly loved it when we did it to Jacob Fatu and forced him to rejoin. So why don't we force Solo to rejoin? Just love that, guys. Lots of positivity now these days. So yeah, but I finally found something positive to talk about, and that is Bron Breakker versus Obafemi. Now, negative out the way. Timing completely wrong for two reasons. A, it makes Oba look like an idiot. Because why would he be entertaining Bron Breakker? Because okay, Brock Lesnar, you say that Brock Lesnar is gonna cost me, so yeah, that's why I'm gonna fight Brock Lesnar. Fine, you had an unfinished story of Brock Lesnar. Bron Breakker ain't nothing to you. He's a little boy. He's jealous. Move him to the side and focus on the big deal. That is that World Heavyweight Championship. Like, why are you allowing another number one contenders tournament to happen before you get a shot, even though you won the last number one contenders tournament? What on earth? It's like they've forgotten that he won King of the Ring. And then number two, who do you have lose this match? Because if Braun loses, that just confirms that, oh, yeah, Oba's better. So unless you're gonna have Braun lose in a way to set up Oba in the future, which I'll tell you personally what I'll do to save this. This is just off the top of the head. But yeah, it's hard. Do you have Oba lose? But if you have Oba lose, why does Oba deserve a World Heavyweight Championship shot if he just lost to somebody else? Irregardless of the fact that he's the number one contender. So what WWE do, I don't know, because they put themselves in the corner. And it's probably going to be a vision disqualification. But if it were up to me, Braun wins the match. The match with Roman becomes a triple threat. Oba wins the title then. Braun goes on to Money in the Bank. Braun wins Money in the Bank. And then Braun faces Oba for the title. Or straight out of the Oba Roman triple threat, you go Braun Oba feud. Oba goes over. Braun wins Rumble. Braun concludes the feud and goes over. I think that's the best way to make both guys better. That Oba is a priority right now because he's more over, but we can use this to create a long-term feud where one day, probably WrestleMania in Saudi, Braun finally overcomes Oba. That's the best way I would do it for the championship that time. But like, yeah, with this, you've already given Braun that win to show that he is capable of beating Oba. It would put a shock to the system and it would put a lot on the back of him. And it's like, yeah, now I should be in that match and going into that triple threat. Like just like Braun would have all the validation and it would also make people think that maybe they're gonna pull the trigger on Braun instead of Oba, so the Oba win becomes. I like a lot of ideas that would happen with that, but that's just fantasy booking. The thing I do like about this current booking is that it feeds into what is going on in real life. Because for years, ever since Bron Breakker debuted in NXT, we were told this guy's the next John Cena, this guy's the next John Cena, this guy's the next John Cena. Immediately when Vince McMahon started NXT 2.0, fine, put the title back on Tommaso Ciampa. But after Tommaso Ciampa, the first NXT 2.0 guy put the title on, Bron Breakker. He knew. And up until 2024, that chain was safe. But if you were watching NXT in 2024, you would have seen the rise of Oba. And you would have seen how crazy Oba was. And you would have thought, nah, Oba's the future. Oba's the guy. If not Oba, you would have heard how over Trick Williams was and gone, actually, Trick Williams would be more over than Bron Breakker because those whoop them trick chats, whoop that trick chats extremely loud. So now Braun is in a tough position. I'm not saying Trick is going to take his chain, I don't know, but Oba has definitely positioned himself as the guy for the future. So I like how this feud is feeding into Braun's real life frustrations. And yo, if Oba is the guy, I guess that's the situation I would put it in. I would have him beat Roman, win the triple threat, beat Braun, hold the title for a long time. He already gets positioned as the guy, and him losing to Braun doesn't affect him or hurt him, but it puts Braun over. You know, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. But I honestly do believe that this could save Bron Breakker's run.